Bull Bros in the house. Let's go.
Bull Bros.
It's gonna be a battle, boys. Be a battle. Fight.
Hey, this is gonna be a knife fight, dude. This is gonna be a knife fight for sure.
Knife
I
fight.
love it. This is a game that is such an awesome game to set up for basically the first 4 games for us. I mean,
Yeah.
even the Steelers fans on their side are like looking at this like this is where we're at. This is that testing game of who we are as a team. And so it's the same for us. Both 2-0 teams going and battling in Steeltown.
You know what?
Sunday. Can't
What
wait.
am I doing? I got to wear my Charger Steelers shirt. What am I doing? I'm gonna go switch it out. I got to make it a Charger Steelers shirt.
All
What are you talking
change that out.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna hit the intro. And I'm gonna see if I can put it on and get it back on before the camera happens. I'm gonna see if I can do it, guys.
Either that or
okay,
you're
all right.
The
gonna be
mansion over
with
here.
no shirt on, and they'll be like, "Whoa, Bull Bros!"
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Let's
All
go.
right, guys. Let's see if I can do it.
What's up, Pyramid, man? You watching the Bull Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Charter blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Both bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, both bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bullets in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
Yeah, I had some time.
Whoa,
to
he
spare.
found a way. He found a way.
Hey.
Let's go.
Oh, you did it. You did it.
This is an old school one, guys. This is old school.
Love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's
That's awesome.
a great shirt.
I'm a little winded. No big deal.
Oh, yeah, you made it
I'm a
happen.
little winded.
Hey, good for you. Good for you.
Good for me.
Put
Hey, what's that-
all highlights
what's
on that
mustard-
intro. How hilarious would that be? It would be like
what's
this.
that mustard thing of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's good stuff.
Would be hilarious, man. But guys, man, what a fight this game's going to be. And here you go.
Woo!
Let's do it again. Week
Woo.
2, or actually week 3 now. We'll do it for second week in a row where here's Jim Harbaugh. Watch out, boys. So excited, man. What a game this is going to be this weekend, man. And man, one thing I'll say about this team, it's been a very long time that we feel, or at least I feel as a fan, and in the chat, I'd love to hear from you too on this, feeling confident going into games for once, like not feeling like, hey guys, we might have a way to shoot ourselves in the foot. I feel like we have a confident team at this point, and it's going to be exciting. And Aether, $1.99.
Are you out of your mind?
Are you out of your mind?
Dang.
Go. And with inflation, that's like a pack of gum now. So that's awesome.
That's right. Well, that's no,
Yeah.
Did you say inflation?
I think that's one stick of gum actually.
Yeah,
these
one
days.
stick of gum. But Aether,
I mean, it used to be a cup of coffee, but not anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
It's a good game, man. It's going to be a great game. It is definitely going to be like what we said. It's like this. That's what's happening. We can't get in sync on that, but
Yeah, I know.
I think we're pretty good. We get pretty good. It's all right. It's all right. You know, this is the anchor man. You know, walking down that alley fight right now. You know, straight up. Yeah.
Yeah.
7 News.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah, and guys, the rookie right tackle is out. Oh,
Yep. Troy Fatanu is going to be out. Broderick Jones will be playing for him, who was the starter last year for the Steelers. So once again, we'll talk about that injury report a little bit later on here and kind of what we're thinking here. But if you guys saw this on the Greenlight podcast, Joey Bosa talked about how he would go into the cold plunge and walk into the room. Jim Harbaugh, full belt, tucked in shirt, khakis, everything, chilling in the tub.
yep.
Just hanging out. And he's like, hey, what's going on, man? Like,
Whatever.
hey, wow. I mean, have you ever done a
that
cold plunge? That's kind of a wild little situation to do there,
It
regardless.
makes me think about like our the fact I think it's something to do when he's just older, like he doesn't want to take his shirt off. He's not comfortable taking his shirt off around all these really fit dudes or something like that, because like I mean, this thing like our dad, when he goes swimming everywhere, he has to wear he wears the whole like swimming shirt and stuff like that, and I'm like, all right, yeah,
He looks
cool,
like a
man.
big floating fish, he's like a big yellow fish.
Yeah,
what the heck is that? What's going on here?
Yeah. Big old yellow fish in the dang sea there running around.
Papa
But, I don't know. To me, I hate having wet clothes.
Just some clarification, James. You don't run around the ocean, dude. You swim.
Well, swim around, float around, whatever.
Slamming around. Okay. I'm just saying.
Hey,
English.
Yeah. I might. Maybe we should start doing the cold plunge challenges. Harbaugh's doing it.
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
The Harbaugh challenge, dude.
The Harbaugh challenge. Yeah. So
that would be pretty funny, actually.
Yeah. I'll do like a morning video, in polar bear challenge or something like that. Yeah.
I like that idea. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, though. I think our defensive line should feast pretty good. Their offensive line is pretty banged up, and they look good, but Fields is going to be running around quite. Fields is a big dude, though, man. He uses his legs a lot, so we'll have to see that plays out.
Speaking of our O line, Joe Alt been killing them last 2 weeks. It's awesome to be able to see what he did against Max Crosby. Obviously against Clowney and taking him out. I mean, gave him his worst grade in his career. We'll see what happened with TJ Watt. TJ Watt is an elite player. And so this is a big challenge all around, guys. But you know what? I'll say this. Joe Alt's been phenomenal. I mean, there's a lot of people talking about him as being like a guy that's like the guy. Like he's like one of the top tackles in the league. And you imagine, like last week we had Slater and Alt as the top PFF ranked like O-line guys. Like we got a good O-line guys. Our edge guys are phenomenal at this point. So let's see what happens with TJ Watt. Obviously we don't want to poke the bear by any means. We know what TJ Watt could be as a game wrecker, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
for sure.
A Rapport says that Herbert starts tomorrow. He'll test his ankle. He'll play. I think what they'll do is they'll just tape the hell out of it.
They're gonna shoot it up with some cortisone.
Yeah. Well, and they'll probably just tell him, "Hey, get the ball out quick, dude. Like, let's not monkey around. I don't want you getting hit. And
short game.
And by the way, when he got rolled up on, he was trying to do too much, right? He should have just thrown the ball and just gotten out of there. So, I wanted to show you guys this play real quick. This is Q is going to run on. It's Haskins.
Yep.
But Haskins is a big running back too. By the way, I'm kind of surprised. But look how many guys are on the line, anyways. I mean, I know you got a slide you're going to show on this as well, but and Fajoko's a very good blocker. A big reason why I think he even made the squad. He's an above average wide receiving blocker. But this is a cool little end around for Quinton that I really like. He goes in motion. Whoop, there you go. And again, he does a good job. There was a penalty on the play. So it was called back. I think it was an illegal motion or something of that nature. But, I mean, I just thought this was a well-designed, easy, simple, get the ball in Q's hands. I think this was towards the end of the game, if I remember correctly, too, which I was a little bit surprised. But look at Hayden Hurst blocking, too. He blocked 3 dudes right there. And, I mean, it's team blocking, team defense. It's just, like, look at this. He does such a good job. He gets on the edge, boom. 3 guys in the way from that one. I mean, that's the stuff I like to see. It goes a long way.
Fantastic. I like that.
I mean, the team is basically playing team ball. Like it's not
right.
What I say for the last like few years, I feel like it's like running back gets the ball. There's like the blocking that you do is in front of you, not keep going down the field, not really trying to give more ability for the guy with the ball to be able to make more yards. Like there's been numerous times already this year, you're seeing guys running downfield with the guy with the ball and trying to help him out. And that's huge for this team. And that's one thing I love to be able to watch with the Niners. They do a great job of downfield blocking and love to see it. Love to see it.
They really do.
Love to see it.
Oh, Oh, lost Kyle there for a second here.
Yeah, he'll jump back in. But as in for the game this weekend, we got CBS is going to broadcast this game in the morning, 10 a.m. PST. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, everything in the red is where the game will be played. So we got a good portion of America for this one. And in Arizona, I have it as a local game. So very cool. Glad to be able to see that. Let's go.
That's awesome.
So once again, if you're in the red, you got the game as your local broadcast for the AM game. So
that's what's up.
Big game, guys. And we got obviously top tier team going to be calling this game. So you're going to hear the Tony Romo, oh man, here we go kind of things. It's like I always feel he always says that, oh man, I don't know if I do that kind of thing. I feel like he always says that.
Yeah.
But great game, man. I'm very, very excited about this game. And it's a big one for the NFL tomorrow. Right. So
no, it's gonna be cool. Unfortunately, it looks like we don't have it here in Utah. Boo. But obviously got that NFL ticket. Got the get that game pass. You good to go? Yeah.
Yeah. Either that or you want to watch the crappy. Well, actually, it's saying CBS is going to be the Carolina Vegas game for you guys late.
Yeah.
That's a trash game.
Yeah. It'd be so sick if Carolina beat the Ray Turds, man. I'll tell you what.
Dude, how amazing would that be? Oh
that'd
my
be
God.
So sick. So sick.
I would love to see that.
Raider fans. Anyways,
Pablo, come on out, bro. Come out to AZ.
That's gonna be a real good game for sure. Yeah.
Pride 602 has been put
Pride
together.
602. They're gonna put something real good together for us.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, They have like a whole weekend of events, meetups, everything like that too. We got they announced the barbecue before the game too, so it's going to be kind of very Thunder Alley-ish, where it's going to be like donations for tacos and drinks and all that kind of stuff too. It's just a little bit outside of the stadium, so check out their Instagram. They posted up about it already. I think it was yesterday actually that they posted up about it. So
I think 2 years ago it was a lot of fun. So the bros will be there. We know quite a few people down there in Arizona that'll be at that game as well too, so it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be
killer. It's gonna be a real good time. Yep.
I was gonna just show this. This is a Lad McConkey reception, and man, I tell you, he is shifty, and I love what he does when the ball is thrown to him. And again, by the way, some of the ones I'm showing now, I can't really make shorts out of. They just don't really work that well. And so I'm like, all right, I'd rather just show it for the live video here. But this one's a really cool little breakdown. And again, nice protection. We only got 5 minutes on the line right here, which is really solid. But watch how Joe Alt, he's like, nah, sorry, I ain't going that direction. But he did a good job picking up because they just ran a pick play. But man, McConkey still fights for those extra yards. And this was I think it was 3rd and 5 or 6. It was a first down play, but I thought it was pretty great how he comes out here. Does a good job. Look at this. Oh, sorry. Oh, nope.
Yeah.
And he fought for that first down, which is just awesome. I mean, and again, I think one of the big things about this game too is going to be how is Justin Herbert going to gel with his wide receivers, and how is that going to play against the defense that the the Steelers are going to be throwing at us. So I mean, Steel turds are good, dude.
The thing is, though, that kind of play right there is probably something if Justin Herbert does end up playing in this game, which it seems like he's going to.
McConkey.
Yeah, that's an exact play what Justin Herbert will basically do. It's very much quick shotgun snap, throw, get the ball in the receiver's hands, not a lot of motion and everything too.
Yeah.
One thing I love about LaDD McConkey is he's a slippery dude. Like, he's a very slippery dude. Like, even his touchdown where he basically had 2 players miss tackles on him to go into the end zone was phenomenal, man. Like, he's a very, very solid receiver. I think we kind of have an up and coming wide receiver group at this point, but I think we have somewhat of a underrated wide receiver group in my opinion too. So good stuff, man. I can't wait. But let's talk about our boy here, Justin Herbert. This is a big stat right here, guys. What this Chargers defense has been doing so far, only giving up 13 points this season in 2 games total.
Crazy.
Phenomenal. Justin Herbert, 26-8 lifetime when the defense allows under 27 points. Justin Herbert is 18-0 lifetime when the defense allows under 20 points. So Chargers are 2-0 for the first time in 2012. If they beat the Steelers this weekend, we're 3-0 for the first time since 2002. So the goal is keep this team under 20 points, bottom line. And I think that's very, very realistic of what's going to happen in this game. Like one way or another, I think it's going to be an under 20 point type game, in my opinion. Can our team get more scores than the other? That's really the whole question at this point. So I'm excited about this game because it's going to be once again dogfight. It's going to be a
dogfight, dude, for sure.
Let's go.
I think bottom line it will be tough, but you know, I mean we're biased. We all know that we're biased, right? But you know. Again, I know people are talking about this offensive line situation here. They'll probably have the tight ends do a little chipping. You know, look, there's things you could do, and you could keep the running back in for max protect, all the above, right? There's a lot of things you could do to go that way. But, you know, I just think it's going to really boil down to Herbert and the wide receivers is really what I think, because I don't suspect that the Steelers are going to score a lot of points against the Chargers. I think the Chargers defense is good enough that we're going to at least – I think what was it? Matt Money Smith said first 1 to 20 wins. I think 20 points wins the game. But this is the touchdown for Quentin Johnston right here, and it's interesting because this is spread, right? No, and a lot of people thought we weren't going to run a lot of. I mean, we did run a lot of jumbo as well too, but we just have a lot of different packages that I think is really interesting. But this is just a well played ball here, man. And let's see, he throws the ball, and oh my gosh, but dude, that was good coverage by J.C. Horn right there. I mean, it was not bad coverage. He underthrew him purposefully, and it worked out. So Q had to go and adjust in the air, which I think is what we always worried about with him. But he did a good job. He got around the defender, made it happen. QJ, what's up, baby?
Hey, can we just say though that cornerback, in that corner, he had the best view in the house right there for the celly. Look at that, he's just sitting there and having a little picnic, watching the celly.
That's hilarious.
He's like, oh, my bad.
He's like, okay, cool. Get himself a beer, And
the big thing about that throw is it's like put the ball in front of QJ, and that's where his strength is. He's not a guy throwing it over the shoulder. I think realistically, that's a play that you do throw over the shoulder, but we all know that's kind of an issue with QJ at this point. So, great to see, man. QJ is playing really, really well at this point. So. I thought this was an interesting stat out there too. Justin Herbert is the only quarterback in the NFL making $50 million plus this season that is 2-0.
Hey,
let's go.
Other 8 quarterbacks combined for a record of 5-11. Wild, guys.
Throw some lightning on that one.
Let's go.
I like them sound effects. You just got bolted up.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm bolted up from the flow up, baby. That's right.
Yes, and Larry, by the way, yes, the Chargers did beat the Steelers. It was 2021 last time we played at SoFi. And I show this. We'll show that stat a little bit later on and how much Justin Herbert straight lit them up. So that's the game where their defensive tackle kind of like stomped on Justin Herbert too while he was down, and it was kind of
play. Cam Hayward.
Kind of a dirty dude.
He's a dirty dog, dude.
And by the way, here you go, Aether, with another $1.99.
Hey, what's up?
We can get a cup of coffee now. I think that's a all black. That's $4. So that's
straight black. Yeah.
Use the free cream over there. Free cream over there if you like. Some sugar. Whatever you want. But Aether, man, thank you so much, man.
I'm sweet enough.
Hey,
bros.
That's awesome. There you go. Thank you.
We have seen a great defense turn into shootouts, and we've definitely seen a lot of shootouts happen on our team too. And so, hopefully, it doesn't happen this way. I don't anticipate it to be this way. I feel like this is going to be a straight up dogfight.
Yeah,
a knife fight. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Straight up.
I wanted to highlight number 7 here, Christian Fulton. And a lot of people were dogging on him and saying, "Oh, he's all washed up. He sucks," But look, Elijah Molden looks good too. Christian Fulton had a very high PFF rating last week too. So He did good, and he just does a great job. Just watch number 7 here on this play. I think he throws to 82 if I remember correctly. I watched a lot of film. Yep, right here, 82. Boop. Not today, Junior. Not today. And and honestly, people were just like going, he sucks. He's washed up. And again, he's had injuries issues, guys. We all know that. But man, look at this coverage. It's man press.
That was good.
Nope.
That was good.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want to say. I think a change of scenery is huge. And you have to also say this. We've done a great job of getting the right pieces of the puzzle here and adding to them as we're going through the season as well, too. So I'm curious. Little shock we didn't get any pickups this week. I would have thought we would have had somebody. But I think since the team's been out there all together, they just kind of decided not to add any more pieces. But, we'll see.
One thing that's interesting about that play, and how many times do we see where we look like we're playing press and we just backpedal and give this guy tons of space versus basically blanket the guy? Yeah. I mean, generally what they would have done in some sort of play like that is like, all right, backpedal. All right, hand it off to basically the linebackers who now are back in coverage, leave kind of the middle open. And I mean, it's really, really frustrating to watch that for the years under Brandon Staley. And so it's the way the difference between last year and this year is night and day on this defense. And it's
100%.
It is a wild difference of how this defense is operating. And it's amazing. And it's like, once again, I can't remember who it was. I think it might've been Derwin James in his interview that he had with his son. He talked a little bit about the defense, and it's good to be able to see a defense that you're kind of non-verbally communicating with each other at this point. Like, you want to be able to a point where you don't have to say, hey, be in this spot or communicate to each other. It's just like, each other and where you guys are going to be at. And I feel like this defense is getting close to that point of just knowing where to be at and doing a great job of finding a way to, be a good defense.
Whoa. Oh, that was good. Hey, we lost everybody there for a second. I don't know what happened there. That was good.
That was strange. We clicked out all of a sudden, and then it was like, okay, here we go.
Oh, that was fun. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, we're doing it live.
Go live. We're doing it live, baby.
We're doing it live. I got a special. Oh, here we go. You show that, and then I'll show a special teams play that I think is pretty interesting.
So I know we talked a little bit about this already, guys, but like once again, this whole line right here is wild to look at. I mean, it's really look at how many people are here. One,
you gonna run the pin?
2.
Oh, we got the pen going.
3.
Your pin skills are not good.
Go.
Oh, okay, that 4 is all right. That 4 is all right.
What is that?
A bad 5. Yeah.
Wow, that's a weird looking 5, dude.
6.
All right.
Come on.
7.
Yep.
8.
Oh my God!
Oh, look at that! That was a great turnaround on that 8. That was great.
That's an ugly 8, dude. That's an ugly 8,
dude. We got a lot of men on this dang line here, and so it's the same thing that he was running over in Michigan. Just straight up bully ball is pretty much what we're doing here.
Yeah,
and that's awesome to see. I mean, you obviously see a format like this. You think, okay, hey, you got Will Dissly on the left. You got, I think this is Eric Tomlinson, and then you got Matlock. It's pretty much a run at this point, guys. Like, there's not a lot of receiving options on this line. And I think this might be the one where you got Joe Alt on the left.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Later, I believe, too. So,
yeah, they ran the ball through the left side as well, by the way. They ran it right in between Slater and Alt. So, it was awesome. It was interesting.
And just going one step further, I'm just going to put it ahead here real quick. They even went a step further and just put pretty much everybody in the line with 2 men in the backfield. Like,
on the 50-yard line, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, if that's not a run, what are you going to do here, guys? You got Simi Fehoko pretty much to throw to. I think it might be Eric Tomlinson on the side here. I'm not sure, but either which way,
no, that's definitely not Eric Tomlinson. Eric, he's a white guy. That's definitely a black guy.
Either which way, it might be. I don't think it's smart, so I don't think it is, but could be wrong. But either which way, like, this is kind of a crazy lineup too. This is bully ball right here, guys, and that's kind of really what both of these teams are. Like, you want to basically just ground and pound, and just basically just keep pounding the ball, tire you out, and just make it happen, dude. Like, let's go.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting to see how it plays out. I wanted to do a little bit of a highlight on maybe Darius Davis gets a touchy here pretty soon in special teams, because He's close to breaking it. This one was really close. If you watch this one over again, I didn't realize how close he was to actually taking this one to the house. You know, he catches it right here, does a good job. Nice. I mean, that gap was right there. He was literally one guy away, and he would have had it. And I saw that. I was like, I didn't notice it in real time. But man, I mean, you watch it back, you're like, it was a fraction. So, you know, we'll see. And again, the Steelers have great special teams as well, too. But, you know, I just feel like he's on. I mean, look at that right there. If 83 hadn't gotten him, yeah, I think he would have taken it. So, anyways.
Pretty good. I mean, you know, Derwin could have that thing, or excuse me, Darius could be one of those guys that could be a little difference maker to this whole thing. I mean, special teams is going to be potentially, in my opinion, a total difference maker. I mean, just even throw that out there too. Like, you know, J.K. Scott's actually been kind of bottom of the league in punts too, which is kind of an interesting thing because we've had a punter that came in this week for a tryout. So once again,
which is shocking, by the way.
A little shocking, but at the same side, if you're not performing, I think that's kind of the thing. Like, we might find somebody else for you, kind of thing. Yeah. And find a guy that could actually fit well to what basically, you know, Justin Herbert, or excuse me, Harbaugh and, you know, Ortiz want on this team. So pretty wild to see. Guys. So getting to, I know we've chatted about it a little bit with the injury report. Obviously, Joey Bosa should be good to go this game. Junior Colson is out. I know he had a hammy situation from the last game that held him out. Bud Dupree, questionable with an illness. He did have limited on Friday. I assume he's good to go. Although he did have a full on Friday, I assume he's good to go. Justin Herbert kind of did not practice Wednesday, limited on Thursday, did not practice Friday. I think it's going to be kind of a game time decision.
I think that's all just precautionary. There's no way in hell Justin Herbert is not playing. I mean, he's got to play. I mean, like, he didn't break his ankle. Yes, it's a little bit of a sprain. I don't know, man. We'll see.
Well, he'll be uncomfortable for sure, right?
Sure.
But they'll probably just say, "Look, get the ball out, right?
Yep.
Throw it away. Don't take a sack. Don't get rolled up on. Just get the ball out.
Right.
Ground it. You know, just put it in the ground. Right. You know, and you know, and
Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert had a few plays where he was trying to do too much last week, and when he got rolled up on, he was trying to do too much. He should have just gotten the ball out, right? So it is what it is.
Yeah, and once again, to that injury of him getting rolled up on, I think that was really on him more than anything.
Right,
like,
sure.
100%. I mean, he had a clean pocket. He could have made a faster decision, and he did not. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Once again, I think it's going to be quick ball, just like that play that you showed of Ladidi McConkey. Just quick shotgun, throw the ball, get it out of your hands, quick in the middle of the field, make the players just make more plays, get more yards. And that's where I think Quentin Johnston could be definitely a big key in this game. A lot of short passes up the middle, allow him to get that yak.
I'll definitely take the under on the yards for Justin Herbert under 200. I think this game, of passing.
Yeah. So it looks like the Chargers did just elevate. Here, let me do this.
Shaquille Quarterman from practice.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nice. Yeah. So we did just elevate him, which is cool. Yeah. I'm just going to look that up. There we go.
So Shaquille came back up again. Quarterman.
Okay. So they left Tony Jefferson on the practice squad. It's interesting.
Got it.
Interesting. So that does make sense. Shaq is playing. That's right. He's all suited up.
Yeah, we'll see. So probably what that means is if you put Tony Jefferson back on practice squad, Alohi Gilman should probably be a go on this game.
Yeah, probably.
That's probably what's going to happen at this point.
Yep.
I mean,
okay.
So I think that's definitely going to happen. And yeah, Junior Colson replacement for the game is probably going to be Shaquille Quarterman at this point. So, so that's probably where we're going to be at this point. So cool.
Yeah. And I think you're right. He's adjusting to Roman's offense. It is a little different, right? You got to remember prior to this, Herbert had to do it all. I mean, it was spread. You got to go win us the game. There's 5 guys on the line. We have really crappy tight ends that can't block worth of shit. Right. So it's like, you better go win the game with what you got out there. And so I just think that it is a little bit of a different type of thing. But I'll say this though, too. One of the plays that I have liked here, and let me play that. Let me show you this other one right here. An unsung hero. Well, actually, this isn't really the play with the unsung hero, but Gus Edwards has done a really good job. The touchdown, I'm going to show you the touchdown J.K. Dobbins got. Gus Edwards did a great job blocking and very unselfish type of play. But this one right here is just Justin Herbert running. We ain't going to see a lot of this week, in my opinion.
No.
Now, whether he does it or not, he probably shouldn't, especially with an ankle like that, because ankle injuries can take a long time to heal. But in this case, he does run for, I think, 10 yards, if I remember correctly. But Gus Edwards, man, that guy is a brute. And you watch some of the rushing yards he gets, they're pretty rough. But look at this. I mean, he does a good job. Whoop, whoop. Sorry.
There you go, baby.
You know, and again, you know, Herbert's elusive, but I really suspect that you're not going to see much of that the rest of the season with an ankle injury. I think they're probably going to say, "Hey, buddy, stay in the pocket or chuck it out." You know.
Yep.
Stay in the pocket or chuck it out. Stay in the pocket or chuck it out. I just don't see him doing this anymore this game.
Yeah.
Ill-advised would be the right word for it, right?
Sure.
100%.
I mean,
Yeah.
And the big thing for the Chargers, I mean, we got a bye week on week 5. And it's about really just getting past that point. You know, let's get Justin Herbert past this point for, you know, say the Steelers and the Chiefs game. You know, whatever the outcome is at that point, that's why you got a bye week to basically rest up, get that ankle back in order, and you could have the rest of the season at that point in time and start up against the Broncos. So it's really big to be able to get past these next 2 games. Now, once again, I'm not saying don't go after and get wins. It's just, you know, look, get to that point. You could start having a little bit more, you know, rehab on the ankle and everything and get it right. So,
right.
I think it'd be good. So, go back to the injury report here too. Hayden Hurst, ankle full, Khalil full. Joshua Palmer did not practice all week, questionable. I assume he's out. Jasir Taylor, limited on Thursday and Friday. I think he should be fine to go this week. We talked about with the Steelers, Troy Fatanu. He is out this week.
Out and for sure, yes.
Yeah, for sure he is out this week. So it will be Broderick Jones, who was a first-round pick for them some years ago. Last year was kind of a guy that played about 766 snaps last year, 2 penalties, 4 sacks allowed. Did have a PFF ranking of 60.7. Now that's where, if I'm Jesse Minter, attack at that point. That's where you go. Najee Harris, full. Cameron Hayward, full. Larry Onujobi, I think is how you say his last name. I can never remember his name. Full. Pruitt is going to be out. Isaac Samalo is going to be out. Once again, you attack the guard position, and it's going to be Spencer Anderson who's going to be there, who only had 135 snaps so far this year, 1 penalty, at a PFF ranking of 50.9. So there's been a lot of adjustments on this team for that O-line. And this game is going to be one where the O-lines and the D-lines attack each other. This is 100%. Going to be big.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's going to be ugly, dude. It's going to be ugly. You know, but I think to me, what I would do, again, I'm not Greg Roman. I mean, he's forgotten the stuff that I even know in my brain, right? Which is, you know, filled with, you know, stupidity for the most part. But my point is, you know, if I were Greg Roman, I would say, all right, we're getting the ball out quick, right? So quick hitters.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a couple long ones here and there, but you know, let's do mash. Let's do some things to just kind of control the ball, move it downfield, and tire them out defensively. I mean, look, we all know the Steelers like to play games like that. That they like ugly football, right? We are actually playing ugly football now too, just like the Steelers. So it's one of those things where you just sit back and say, okay, you know, who's going to play more ugly football? Wait, does that make sense?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But
well, it's bringing back
ugly winning football.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Ugly winning football. There we go.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's a weird term. I wouldn't call just sticking to an awesome run game ugly football. Like, I mean, I just think it's classic football. That's what it is. You know, like
it's boring football. It's boring football. People like
is it though?
Yeah. Well, people like to see the deep throw. By the way, the passing game has dwindled a lot this year. The passing numbers are down dramatically. I can't remember. I was reading an article about it. They were saying the passing numbers are way down this year. And I think largely because of a lot of teams saw what the Chargers have been seeing is that, hey, look, these are very light boxes. You could run on these boxes. So, yeah, we're going back to the old school smash mouth football. At least that's where the NFL is trending towards. So,
well, and that's it's a copycat league, right? It always kind of sways back and forth at this point. And maybe it's more what's going to happen, say, in the next NFL draft, that you're going to see a lot more running backs being high draft picks because people want to be able to get that elite running back type situation and start just building at the lines and having smash mouth based football, high defense type situation. And once again, Marcus, that's exactly it. Winning football, who cares?
I mean, that's the point that I was getting at. That's the point I was getting at, is that winning football games is beautiful football. It doesn't matter how you do it. Like, winning games is beautiful. That's it.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, and this is another Herbert run, but ill-advised, I would say, this week. But bottom line, apparently Greg Roman. The reason why I want to bring this up, Greg Roman talked about this, I think, on Thursday. That wasn't supposed to be the play. So Herbert, it was supposed to be an RPO. I think he was supposed to throw the ball somewhere, but Greg didn't want to say what was supposed to happen, but it did not get executed correctly. So Herbert ran it. Who knows? Maybe somebody didn't get the right play. I will say this, going back and watching, a lot of the wide receivers weren't in the same spots. They weren't moving correctly. Sure. We saw Matlock not audible properly when he tried to flip the play on a couple different plays. And so I think the offense is still figuring things out. Some of the terminology and things like that as well is they're getting there, right? Yeah. But there's still mistakes that are being made on the field offensively. So
one thing I was going to say about Justin Herbert too, in his interview yesterday, he talked a little bit about his current injury, but he also talked about his previous injury that he had in camp for his foot. And he said, that's not even an issue anymore. That's all healed up and good to go.
Yeah.
So, this whole high ankle thing is just kind of the new thing he's dealing with at this point. So, but his injury that he previously had is not even an issue anymore. So we can move past that point now, guys. Now we just got a different situation we got to deal with here.
We got a whole nother ball of wax.
It's funny that it's the same foot, same side of his leg, pretty much. So it's odd, but
there you go.
So defensive teams so far this year, Chargers are number 1 in allowing 6.5 points a game against the Raiders and the Carolina Panthers. You pretty much should probably only give up 3 points to the Carolina Panthers. And then Pittsburgh Steelers have given up 8 points this year on a defensive, allowing of points. This is basically two teams that have gone against, I would say the Raiders are a little bit better of a team, for sure better than the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
And, the Steelers have gone up against, the Falcons, who, man, I think they stunk it up, but the Steelers basically had a field goal fest at that point. Falcons got, in my opinion, got a little lucky on getting to that last win against the Eagles.
Yeah.
They played against the Broncos last week, too. Broncos are a terrible team, in my opinion. I mean, so far, Bo Nix is not that guy, and they're acting like he's basically Drew Brees throwing the ball 40-plus times a game, and it's a hard situation. But what I'm basically saying right now is that each team has not allowed a whole heck of a lot of points. That's what's going to happen in this game, too. I guarantee it's going to be something like that. Obviously, if you get to 20, you're probably going to win this game at that point.
Well, I think the major for the Steelers, Watt needs to win some battles against Joe Alt. Yep. I think at the beginning of the game, you're probably going to have, well, here, I'll just show you right here. I'll just show you. This is the second touchdown to Quentin Johnston here. And Joe Alt has a tight end on the side here. Again, Jadeveon Clowney's right here. You got Hayden Hurst again right there. So you're probably going to have 2 tight ends on him with Joe Alt. You're just going to take him off the board right now. Again, he'll stunt up the middle, right? He'll fake and then come this way, because we know Bozeman has actually been our least productive offensive lineman. Did you guys see the article on that the Chargers might trade for the Panthers' current center? I don't know if you guys saw that article.
No.
Yeah. So, which I think is hilarious, because Bozeman came from the Panthers, and that's where Hayden Hurst came from also. But the argument is that Bozeman's probably been the worst offensive lineman on the team so far. But I cannot remember the guy's name, but he's a little younger, and he wouldn't be a bad addition for this team if we were to scoop him up. Aether threw another $5. I'll show the play here in a second. James, game tie, 14 under 3 minutes. Oh, well, I guess this is yours, James. I'll let you read it.
Game tie at 17 under 3 minutes. Chargers ball at Pittsburgh 36. What are you going for? Take a 53-yard field goal, my coach, or saying my coach will go for it. It's a fair amount of time on the clock. I think the one thing about it is that this defense has a great ability to stop drives and be that clincher for us at this point. I think personally, depends on where the ball is currently. Is it 3rd and 3, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 4th and 2? What are we at? That's the situation at that point. I think the thing is that we have one of the best kickers in the league too, with Cameron Dicker. He can nail that field goal, no problem. I think it's more situational at that point. I would not be surprised if this is going to be a dogfight type game where we're just going to keep punching each other in the face. I wouldn't be surprised if they just go for a field goal and then just say, hey, defense, make it happen. And release the dogs at that point. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like at that point, it really just depends on the momentum of our ball at that point. You know, like are we moving the ball very well at that point? Like how are they stopping us? Like, you know, like that. It's all about momentum at that point. You know, like, I mean, sure, you could go for it. I mean, if it was a 4th down, sure, like you probably have to go for it at that point. You know, But you know, like, I mean, it all just depends on momentum.
Yeah, and Facts Mob, watching Charger County, we are not analyzing Steelers properly. Look, they're a good team. I don't know what you're complaining about. We're giving you guys your flowers. I don't understand what we're not analyzing correctly about them. You said they're backups, they're starters. Okay, that's fine. But you guys are the 2nd-ranked team in defense. We are number 1. You're number 2. We're a nuts hair difference, right? So what does it matter, right? At the end of the day, it's going to be a tough game. But again, when we talk about the matchup difference, it's going to, you know, I think it goes, who's a better quarterback, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert? I would say Justin Herbert. Of course, he's hurt. Our wide receivers are not as good as Steelers wide receivers, but you got Justin Fields.
Not far off to each other, though, too. It's like George Pickens is their guy, essentially.
Exactly.
And Freiermuth is their tight end, essentially. That's like the 2 guys.
But Marcus said this: the Steelers offense scored 1 TD, horrible O-line. Justin Fields is not great. Pickens is very good. So I don't know. What are we missing? Maybe fill us in, buddy. So
I think if anything, that, like, go with the TJ Watt side of thing, and you got Alex Hightower on the other side too. You know, I mean,
but you got Rashawn Slater over there on that side too. So
you kind of look at it as like Alex Hightower, say Joey Bosa, which one's better? Joey Bosa. Khalil Mack to TJ Watt. All right, I would say TJ Watt. Like, the battles are there. We understand where you're at. The thing is, though, you do got Broderick Jones as your right tackle now. You're missing basically your guard, who is now going to be Spencer Anderson, who doesn't have the best situation on the PFF rankings of things too. So we're looking at everything here, guys. And I mean, once again,
the big thing
to let us know.
The big difference is their O-line versus our D-line. Like our D-line is good. Their O-line is not good now.
Well, they haven't played well, right? So they have struggled a bit. Now, true, but our offensive line has played very well, and their defensive line is very good. That's where they win. They win in the trenches, right? So it's going to be a trench warfare game, right? I mean, that's what it's going to be about.
It's funny about Facts Mob. He kind of reminds me of my friend as a Steeler fan. He loves going into Chargers chats and just try to troll everybody and try to get people all fired up. It's literally, it's like, I'm thinking, is that my buddy for some reason? Like,
it might be, yeah.
Dude, so funny. But hey, look, Facts Mob, regardless, this is going to be a dogfight. And we know, and we're not sitting here saying we're going to win this game. We're not going to say that we're going to lose this game either, too. I mean, it's a very, very even game in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And this is really,
it's going to boil down to a couple major plays, a couple of explosive plays.
This is really going to be the first test for both of our teams.
Yes,
because big time.
Both teams we're both 2-0. We both have played against arguably not playoff teams. You know, like not really arguably, And so this will be the first test of us, and then so that's what we're saying. So
I mean, but even to say the Steelers, I mean, they've played against the Broncos. They're not going anywhere. Vegas already says that they're going to be 5.5 wins. Like, they're not going to go anywhere this season, period. And like, the Falcons are one of those hype teams, in my opinion. They got lucky to get out of that Eagles game and go 1-1. Like, that was an absolute luck. If Saquon Barkley caught that pass, I don't know why they didn't just run the ball. The clock was basically your enemy at that point. That would have been an 0-2 Falcons team at that point. Like, that would have been a typical Falcons team. So once again, like, it's not to say that the Steelers, we'll see where the Falcons lead as a team down the road, but this is a dogfight. We know that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
It's going to come down to the wire for sure. I mean, and again, it's a few explosive plays. Now, again, my thing is with Herbert being injured, get the ball out quick. Like, Herbert, do not hold on to the ball. I don't care. You have a 2-second clock in your brain. Boom, 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 throw it. Just get rid of it. And hopefully we can move some bodies and get some explosive plays. Oh, here, let me show you this play here real quick, guys. This is for Q here. And Q's look good. I think last year when I watched all of his videos, he did a really bad job of tipping off what he was doing. You kind of knew, okay, this is a go route. Okay, I'm going to, go in the flat or whatever. He sort of tipped off what he was doing. But he did a good job here. And I think 27, Dobbins does a pretty good job blocking here. Dobbins is a very good blocking running back as well.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. See, yeah, he came free. And if he had not have done that would have been blown up for sure. And because there are things that like Dobbins and Gus Edwards do that really protect Herbert. Look at that. Boom. He was free. Perfect.
Boom. Love it.
I mean, can of corn. Can of corn.
Baby.
That's a baseball term, but you get it. Yeah. So, but you get what we're saying, dude. So,
right. Backyard football. Let's go. Boom.
Backyard football. But I mean, look. It. Again, it's going to be a crazy game. We got a question from Grandizer. You want to take this, James?
Oh, yeah. So what are the 3 keys for Steelers winning the game versus the Chargers? Ooh. So the Steelers basically.
I would say pass rush would be one.
Yeah, and that's not going to be an easy task in my opinion. I hate coming on our chat to say like, hey, what can they do to attack? Well, once again, if you want to attack this team, you got to attack the middle of the line. We talked about Bradley Bozeman not necessarily playing that well on the O-line. So 4 out of the 5 O-linemen for our team so far has been great. Yep. Yes, last week, 4 of our 5 PFF top rankings on our offense was our O-line last week.
Yeah.
Mind you, we were playing against the Panthers. Now, I'm not – hey, they're still an NFL franchise, guys. So
they haven't been kicked out of the league yet.
Yeah, exactly. Terrible ownership. Definitely one of the worst, owners in the league for sure at this point. But if you attack our O-line in the middle, do some confusion to basically get Zion a little bit on his heels, that'll shift things around. Joe Alt, Slater, I'm pretty confident in those guys. I guarantee we're going to do some pretty big, like, jumbo-based packages to really make sure we got coverage all throughout. Now, I would probably say the other key, too, if the Steelers could run the ball on us, that's going to be...
That would be huge.
Absolute different. If Justin Fields gets open field runs, that's the difference of this game.
Yep.
For sure. Keys of this game, try to get to Justin Herbert, make him make mistakes. That would be for the Steelers.
Big time. Well, and again, look, this is, I think you showed a picture of this, but here's the actual play. It took me a little while to find it. Yep. Had to cue it up here. But notice you got Joe Alt right here, right next to Rashawn Slater. I didn't notice it during the game, by the way. I just thought this was pretty interesting. I was like, wow. This is an interesting little formation here, but watch, it's a pretty nice little run for J.K. Dobbins here. But I mean, look at this. Dang. That is just meat, dude. That is straight meat.
Love it.
But good. Thighs and buys.
Thighs and buys, dude. And again, I think
risk it for the brisket.
Risk it for the brisket. But again, guys, look at this. Joe Alt, boom. Look at that. Oh, and this guy 47 just missed him. I think his name's Jewel, right? But
Jewel.
Yeah, but just this is smash mouth football, dude. And
yeah,
I mean, look, what's more exciting, that 5-yard play or a 30-yard, 40-yard bomb down the field, right? You see Herbert's arm and you go, okay, we want to throw the ball. Yep. And I'm just saying that's more exciting than things like that. So
yeah.
And it's exciting for the Chargers to have a run game and play that type of style of game. Like, look, and just to throw this out here, last time that we played the Steelers, 2021 at SoFi, it became a straight up shootout. You guys, Steelers scored 27 points in the fourth quarter. Perfect Brandon Staley type game where he just decides to figure out how to try to blow a game for the team. But Chargers won 41-37. Justin Herbert threw 382 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 picks, rating of 116, QBR of 90.1, but plus had 9 rushes for 90 yards. That was a ridiculous game for Justin Herbert. He has the ability to do this kind of stuff. Now, I'm not saying, once again, the guys that are in the chat over here that are Steelers fans are like, oh, what are you talking about? You're talking about blowing us out. No, we are not talking about that at all.
Yeah, we
know this game is not going to be like this game. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and it's definitely
back mob on that, man. Come on now. We know we're not going to have a game like this.
What makes me mad about that game in 2021 was the fact that if you look at the score, obviously we were dominating all the way through the fourth quarter, but then they just Brandon Staley doing Brandon Staley things, letting them come back.
So annoying.
Like literally giving me a heart attack. I was like my freaking watch was like telling me like you need to sit down, rest or whatever like that. I'm like, nah, it's like
that game was nuts, man. That game was absolutely nuts. I well, we were there. And we were, oh my God, that game just, we won, but boy, talk about a heart attack the entire time. That was literally like, my God, my blood pressure was just through the roof.
That was just a taste of things to come because the freaking Jaguars game with soon after that one,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, here's the big touchdown run from Dobbins here, but again, meat on the line. You guys seeing a theme and, but here's the thing that's crazy. Gus Edwards was the lead blocker. He was the fullback. Matlock is on the edge here as well, which I thought was pretty interesting. By the way, what was this? Do you have that slide up with Matlock, offensive and defensive and special team snaps? He's literally on the field the entire time, the entire game. If you could pull that up, we should throw that slide up because nobody has seen this with a guy in the NFL. I think I can't even remember the last time you had a guy like that.
Yeah, with his size too, though. Normally, Deion Sanders did cornerback and wide receiver. But we have a dude straight up a fullback. Essentially, he's a lineman too. But then on both offense and defense, and then he's also a special teamer. Dude's a beast.
Well, but he's special. I think it was anyways, he's pretty much on the field the entire game, and you're like, holy cow. So watch this play though. I mean, this play is amazing, and just goes to show you how explosive Dobbins is. And then Gus does a great job blocking right here. He takes number 8 off the table, but Matlock cleaned it up though. Matlock did the job on this one really. So let's go back and watch it. Does a flippy for a touchy. If you saw my short, that's exactly what I said. A flippy touchy.
Sorry,
a flippy touchy. And let me play right here, but just watch Matlock real quick. He does a great job right here. Boom, boom. Look at that. See, he took 2 people out. And again, the execution has to be perfect for these plays to work, right? And a nut's hair of difference with you winning or losing that play. But I mean, seriously, look at this. I'm telling you, it's right there. It's incredible. I mean, I was like, boom, boom, boom.
Look at it. Ceiling.
Oh, there we go.
The ceiling of the edge on that was phenomenal. Just literally having a wall created there to where JK just could go around the edge, just make a phenomenal touchdown in that complete drive with a backflip. I mean, that was phenomenal to see. And so this is what Andrew was referencing too about Scott Matlock. I mean, isn't this like a dream for a player to be able to say, I could be on the field for give or take all those snaps in a game? The entire game, essentially. I swear, 45 offensive snaps, 23 defensive snaps, 29 special team snaps. The only player to play both 5+ offense and defensive snaps this season, that is. It's crazy to see what Scott Matlock, the soul taker, has done. And it's amazing. It's funny because even in training camp, you didn't really see Scott Matlock being as a fullback. It was our boy McFadden, Jordan McFadden, basically going to be in that guy. And now all of a sudden Matlock is the dude. Came out of nowhere, guys, but it's crazy to see this. This is exactly what a player would love to have, as much time on the field as they possibly could have. Pretty amazing, man.
There was some rumors that Derwin James was going to start playing some offensive snaps as well too.
Yes,
I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. Yeah.
You never know.
Go ahead, Kyle. What was that?
No, I'm just like, you never know. Like that could end up being like one of those like goal line plays or something like that. Maybe they wanted just a little bit of meat up there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
96 snaps. 96 snaps for freaking
so
Scott
crazy.
Matlock. That's nuts, bros.
That's and one thing that Harbaugh said was that his conditioning is amazing. Yeah. So whatever they're doing to rate players' body conditioning, apparently he's like tippy top shape, right? So, and again, I know they talked about like flexibility.
Cream of the crop.
Here you go.
To the top. Yeah.
But again, he's doing a great job. But I remember Harbaugh even said, he was like, well, he was in one meeting, then he had to go to the other meeting, offensive, then he had to go defense, then he had to go special teams. And so, he's in all of the different meetings. That's a lot for one person to take in. Yep. But let's just step back. Who drafted him? Ron Tabasco.
Yeah.
and our old boy Staley. And they didn't use him. They barely used him last year, right? And it's like, and I remember thinking, like, why wasn't he being used? And Deion Henley, leading our team in tackles, was not used last year either.
Crazy.
And so it's like, okay, like clearly they're not paying attention to the player that they really are and putting the best product on the field. That has frustrated me when you look back on it now.
Matlock wasn't part of Staley's boys. He wasn't part of the crew, Yep. But you know what they say.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
Yeah, that's right. Well, rise to the
top. I like that.
Even take it one step further. Remember Anthony Lynn when they drafted Justin Herbert? It was like, oh, Tyrod Taylor's our guy. Regardless. Even though everybody's seeing in camp like Justin Herbert's balling, like he should have been the dude, but it became like this boys club, like this is their guy, and it's odd that we kind of have had two coaches kind of back to back that like they had their boys, and like with obviously Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh thus far, it's like no, like you better play out, dude, or basically we could find somebody else for you, kind of thing. So it's kind of cool to see that, and we're utilizing everybody that we possibly can on this team to make this team better.
Right. Yeah, and I like that. Right, you're well, and again, you're constantly trying to make this team better every week at a time, right? I think that's partially why I thought we might have seen some transactions this week, but we didn't have any major injuries, right? So I wanted to show this. I think this might be my last slide I have teed up here, but this is, and we're almost at an hour anyways, but this is a really nice run by J.K. Dobbins again. And I just have to illustrate the offensive line is doing a good job of blocking for these holes to be open. And it's just really good to see. And again, it's the Panthers. Say what you want to say. That's fine. But again, an NFL team, I thought it was interesting that the ball was on the opposite side. And he had to flip around. I think they wanted to show off something, but look at this Bozeman. It was all the way out here at the front. He's our censor.
Oh yeah.
All the way out the front. Did you notice that? I didn't notice it until I watched it again. I was like, wow, he ran all the way the whole time. So he's trying to get to the second level. Watch. Move.
Right.
Move.
Yeah.
And he's still trying to run.
Yeah. His block finished, and so he's like, all right, it's team football. That's what they're doing, though. He's like, all right, the play's not done. I got a chance that I can go out there and try and block for him, and push him some more. So let's do it.
Dude, who's 88? 88 is that what's his name? God, I'm drawing a blank. Is that Tomlinson? Watch him block right here. He does a good job. He brings, I think, 47 to the ground. Pretty sick.
Is that Hayden Hurst, I think? Is that
it might be. Yeah, I think it's okay. He just rips him to the ground, which I thought was pretty sick. Yeah. Just took him off the board. And I'm telling you guys, they're just playing more physical too, right? And I just want to illustrate that fact. I think Palmer is ruled out for
he's questionable, Sunday. But I think he's probably
he didn't practice all week, and so there's no way. Like I'm pretty sure he's out. So,
well, the other thought would
probably be QJ one, Ladidi, McConkey,
Yep. It'll be interesting to see when DJ Shark gets back into this team too. After the bye week, it'll be interesting to be able to see him in this offense and see if that kind of opens up maybe even some downfield passing. So, regardless, guys, this is going to be a dogfight. Like we as Charger fans know that this is kind of that barometer type game for us, know where we're at, kind of know us as a team. This is like a big game for both of these teams, in my opinion, just to understand what they have on field.
And we're going all whites too.
Yep.
Which, I never liked the all whites, if I'm completely honest. But they have really grown on me a lot.
Yeah.
Like they clean,
Clean, baby.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm curious. I'm very curious. Maybe we could end on here with Grandizer's question here. What are the 3 keys for the Chargers winning the game versus Steelers? I think our offensive line winning, our defensive line winning, and some good quarterback play from Justin Herbert. And I think that wins us the game. So, because we're going to get rushing yards as well. Yep. We will get enough, well, some at least. But I think those are the 3 in my opinion.
And just to emphasize on the O-line, I mean, neutralize TJ Watt, neutralize Hightower, and find a way to basically contain Hayward. Like my concern is the middle of this O-line at this point. I mean, Hayward's getting up there in age, but he's still a very effective, defensive tackle. I mean, he's still a game wrecker in a sense. If you could find a way to neutralize both of those guys, I think that's going to be where we win. Obviously, we need to get that run game going 100%. This is going to be a major game where you need to get that run game rolling. Defensively, keep doing what we're doing. Keep going out there and just hitting people. Making tackles is for sure going to be a key thing. And I feel like last couple of years, it's been, holy smokes, man, just trying to find a way to get a tackle a dang player is virtually impossible. But this year we're playing a lot of gang-based tackling. We're doing a great job of covering the long ball. We're doing a great job of just keeping the ball very short. We're doing great against 3rd and shorts and 4th and short type situation. We've had only 2 snaps, or I think it might even be 1 snap in the red zone thus far against our team. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So keep the pressure, keep the physicality up, and try to get some turnovers at this point. Harass Fields. You have opportunities with 2 of their offensive linemen out. Attack them. Both of these teams are very physical in the same sense. They're almost same bird, essentially, in my opinion. We are very similar. So birds of the same feather flock together is kind of what I was basically going to say.
True.
So
that's true.
I think one thing too that we need to make sure is that the X factor player for the Steelers at this point is Patrick Queen. And why I say that is because he was a Ravens player.
He's solid, dude. He's solid.
He understands Greg Roman's offense. He's gone against it multiple times in camp. So Patrick Queen is the X factor for this team. Now, once again, we have a lot of ex-Ravens on our team too. So it's not like we don't know him either. So it's going to be a very, very much a dogfight type game. And it's exciting to be able to watch this one. I'm excited about this game regardless. This is going to be a really, really good game.
It'll be a good barometer of where we're at, both teams, for sure. And so it'd be really nice.
I was just going to say, I feel like really this game, Herbert needs to step up in a bigger way. We need to see him outperform the last couple of games that he's had. Because obviously, the Steelers are going to be prepared now for us because we've seen that we got a really good run game, So if we can actually of course, Megatron freaking, Jones, the Seahawks running back said a long time ago, it's look, I'm just going to run it down your mouth the entire time. And if just keep running in your face and then you're eventually not going to be able to take it, that's demoralizing, but I think though that Justin Herbert needs to step up, be the Justin Herbert that he was last year. And that's going to be a huge thing, whatever, but it's going to be tough because we don't have the wide receivers for it. So if that's kind of my key for the game is I want to see him do that. Cause I know the Steelers are going to be prepared for a solid run attack, so we'll see.
Yep. Yeah. And I think there's just a lot to be said about all that. I do think that, bottom line, I think I wasn't going to show this play, but this is Bosa's sack that he got. When Bosa's healthy, folks, he's a stud muffin, dude. And a lot of people say, he's washed up, blah, blah, blah. Dude, that guy, he's still got a motor. And
Got it.
on
Still
third
got it,
down,
boys.
it'll be interesting. And again, they do have their other backup as the left tackle or the right tackle, pardon me. So,
and just to point something out on this, look at how wide that defensive line is. There's literally not a nose tackle there. Like they basically don't feel like Bryce Young's going to even try to run at all at this point. Like they don't even see it as a threat. So, I mean, obviously that linebacker in the middle or even to say, I don't even know if it's a linebacker or safety or whatnot, but either which way, I'm sure he's going to sit there and spy Bryce Young at this point.
Yeah, we played a lot of 3 safeties last game too, also, which I thought was interesting. So we didn't call up Tony Jefferson, so AJ Finley will probably be Elijah Molden really is our third now, and then AJ Finley will be our fourth. So, but this is good. This is just a motor play, and again, I think Bosa's stunts, if I remember correctly, on this one. No, he doesn't stunt. It's just a straight bull rush, and he gets around. There you go, oop, on the ground. And again, look, it's going to be the defense is going to have to win this game in both sides of the ball, right? So we'll see, man. I mean, both teams are going to be bloodied after this game for sure. Yep. They're going to be hurt.
And you know what? Go back to the original stats from last year. That was Thule, Mack, and Bosa again at the line. Remember, 25% sack rate when those 3 are on the field at the same time.
Yep.
Again, there's another sack. Obviously, it was against the Carolina Panthers, but guess what? You could still stack some stats, and I think that's Morgan Fox on the other side too. So, dude, that's a tough situation to manage against when all 3 of those guys are on the field at the same time. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Grandizer, we talked about this. There was an article. Maybe I could pull it up here. Let me see if I can pull it up. But they were talking about upgrading the center position with the current Panthers center. So, let me see if I can pull it up here.
Well, and just even throw out there, it's like Bradley Bozeman. So what he's done so far this year, I mean, he's 126 snaps, 1 penalty, 1 sack allowed. And he's at a PFF of 54.0. So, once again, last week, 4 out of the 5 top PFF ranked. And I'm a little biased on PFF ranking. I think it's a little iffy on how it works. But PFF last week gave, 4 out of the 5 of our O-linemen their top, rankings for the top 5 offensive performing players for us last week. So, mind you, it's against the Panthers. I get it. But, at the same side, our O-line is doing a great job at this point. And if you could only find a way to upgrade that center position, which is kind of a thin position for us, to be honest. If we go out and do trade for another guy, that would be an interesting move all around. It'd be kind of weird that we go back and go to the Panthers and grab another center.
Yeah. Let me see if we can find this guy. What was his name? I was thinking I could have done a video on it, but
is it the current starting center?
Yeah.
So it would be here.
Oh, here we go. This is it right here. Panthers could. Let me pull it up here. Whoa, God! Look at all these ads just popped up here. Sorry, guys.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go. Blue Chews. Here we go. Blue Chews.
All right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. There you go. Yeah. So this is it right here, guys. So it was. Let me take that off. There we go. Yeah. Well, that doesn't look right. This guy right here. Yeah.
All I see is the breaking news.
All I see breaking news. 6-year starter, Austin Corbett.
Yep.
But here's the thing: 6 years though, and look, Carolina's going to do a fire sale for sure, right?
Yeah.
Bryce Young's benched, yada yada. But Corbett's been good apparently. So I don't know. We'll see. I think Bozeman's fine. But the thing about the argument, if you read the article, is that he's got more life left in him than Bozeman, most likely, and they wouldn't have to go out and go for a high center, pick next year, which kind of makes sense, right? If you trade him like a 7th for this guy, you'd have 2 good, anyways. So,
even to throw out just some information about Austin Corbett. So he got drafted in 2018, 2nd round, pick 33 by the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
Played for the Browns 2018 to 2019, and then the Rams for 2019, 2021, and then currently is on the Panthers since 2022. So he was a Super Bowl champion for the Rams when they won theirs. Currently, Austin Corbett had 107 snaps played, 0 penalties, 0 sacks allowed. Overall PFF at 69.6, which is a very high level right now. Playing very, very high level. I mean, once again, Panthers are going to go through a lot of changes at this point. I mean, a team that's just going to go down the dumps, one thing they're going to want to do, especially all that draft capital they gave up for Bryce Young. I mean, they gave up a lot for him, and now the guy is benched in his second year. So they're going to want to find a way to get some more draft picks. And so, I mean, I don't know if they're going to end up just dumping it after, let's say Andy Dalton finds a way to beat the Raiders. I mean, that would kind of rejuvenize that team a little bit. I don't really foresee that happening, but Andy Dalton is probably a better quarterback at this point than Bryce Young.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
100%.
Yeah. I think bottom line, it will be interesting to see how it plays out. Hey, it's going to be a great game. So, and we are going to go.
It's going to be a really good game. Yeah.
Very good game.
We are, and Kyle, you coming up for that game? You going to come up to my place?
No, unfortunately, I have some things I got to handle down here.
Okay.
So yeah, I won't be able to join you for it up there, at your place. So yeah.
So let's wrap up. And, I guess Kyle, you want to go?
Sure. I mean, like I said, this game, it's going to, like we've talked about in folds, this is going to be a very tough game. Obviously and this is the first test for both of our teams. And, it's going to be an interesting battle for sure. An slightly injured Justin Herbert versus a Justin Fields, the battle of the Justins, I guess, so, it all comes down for me to the O-line. How well are they going to be able to hold up? So I do admit that our O-line, what I'm worried about with our O-line is the fact that we have a bit of younger offensive linemen than they do. So a little bit less experienced, I suppose. But, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But
who's got it better than us?
Nobody. That's right, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Do the Harbaugh cold plunge challenge, dude. We got to make that.
That's right.
They got to make that happen. That's right. Yeah.
Got to hit that cold plunge.
That's right.
Go ahead, James. I'll wrap up.
Yeah. So once again, we chatted a lot about player versus player type situation, which one's got the advantage and disadvantage and everything too. This is just going to be a straight up dogfight, guys. I'm really excited to be able to see how this works. And the big part of it is too, and it's interesting to see how Harbaugh basically pushed over the Chargers headquarters and left us in Charlotte all week. It's the first time I've seen that the head coach for the Chargers for a really, really long time, instead of flying back home, be there for 4 days, go back to the East Coast and try to get it adjusted again once at a time. I don't know. For me, going from the West Coast to the East Coast, that always throws me off for some reason.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a really, really smart move that they did that. And it seems like the players are really liking playing board games and having some snacks and all that kind of stuff and hanging out as a team. It's almost like they're having a second training camp out there in Charlotte. So I think that's kind of could be potentially an X factor. And it'd be interesting to see how we react to having something like that, where we kind of move headquarters over to the East Coast for a bit and see how the team reacts. And hopefully they're not playing relaxed. I think they're going to be very up for this game. And you got to. Once again, if Chargers go up real quick on 2 scores, this is going to be an interesting game of how the Steelers end up finding a way. And it's vice versa too. Sure. So it's going to be a tough game. I think it kind of could be like how that Raiders-Chargers game was, where it was just a lot of little field goals at the beginning, maybe 1 touchdown kind of thing, just keeping it close. So going to be a great game, guys.
It's going to be 1 or 2 explosive plays, I think. Dog fighting's not allowed. Hog fighting is, though. What's up? Get that squeal, dude. You got a squeal sound effect there? Okay. Well, that was pretty good.
That's right.
Well, either way, guys, I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be ugly football, right? And what I mean by ugly football is going to be a lot of running balls, a lot of play actions, got to be heavy boxes. It'll be an interesting chess match. That's probably the better way of saying it, right? I think there's going to be a lot of, 7 men in the box, 8 men in the box, yada, yada, trying to hit him with a play action deep ball, yada, yada. So I'm excited. I think this will be a great game. I think our first test for both teams really, so we'll go from there. But I think it's going to be a close one, guys. I think 20 points wins the game, dude. I think 20 points wins.
Yeah. That's the stat for Justin Herbert. He's undefeated when defense doesn't allow over 20. So
that's right.
That's the goal.
Well, guys, we're the Bolt Bros. We will see you guys in the next one.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night.